Okay, now we're going to continue from lesson um, 4, I believe. Um, Chapter 5, lesson 4. We just placed our order entry. By the way, just letting you know, this is in no way, or shape, or form financial advice. This is just my opinion of the market, my analogy of the market, me trying to get you guys to understand the platform of Oanda trading platform, what I do, how I navigate through the system of this. If you feel like you need financial advice, I would suggest that you do seek out a financial advisor. Okay, so what are we looking at in our what is called ticket order, right? We saw there was a trade placed, right? We saw that this was a trade. We saw there was a take profit. Apparently, what we also see is that it is now two orders. For some odd reason, there's a stop loss, right? Um, we have this right here called expiry. I just want y'all to know that's good to close, good till the market closes, right? Um, and we're talking about over a month. Um, it looks like from here that we're actually in this market. And I find that to be very weird. So I need to go and look real quickly. Okay, so it's not allowing me to do that. But what I want to do is want to kind of jump in because I don't believe that this market. Ah, I see what happened, guys. I see what happened. Did we make the right order entry? We were supposed to get in a little bit before here. I think we talked about it right here, right? We talked about getting in this market right here. So let's just go back. I just want to make. Sometimes you have to go back and look and see what's going on here. You know, because we had a. Let's look at the position. Okay, so this position was going long, which is a buy, right? We bought $100,000 units, um, but what I'm seeing is that I don't know if we got in at the right place. There's two orders here, I think. Oh, I see. I see what's happening. So what we're looking at is apparently, and this is why I'm showing you an example of how a market can be actually seriously sensitive, right? What happened is this particular order, some odd reason, we had got into the market. Um, yeah, we just got into the market. So we have two orders. This one has not hit yet. And now, because of that, we have two orders. This is what happens. See, and then we go to position, we can see it. One of our positions is now gone, and it's long. We didn't do this. This was an accident, right? This market, this position, it was an accident. So what we want to do is we want to get out of this market, right? And we're going to have to take a loss on it. So we're going to left click, right? And it says, are you sure you want to close this position? You're going to hit OK, right? Because our position has not hit yet. And then it says GPS closed at this position. Hit OK. So now it's disappeared, right? Now let's just try to redo this order again, right? Because for some odd reason, it actually also took us out of the order that we was trying to set up. Okay, so let's make sure. And then another thing, we want to make sure that we're in the right position. So what I'm going to do is kind of reopen our charts back up and see to make sure. We talked about getting in right here, 1.29940. Okay, so let's just, for right now, let's do it like this. Um, what we're going to do is, and we're going to go back to here. Well, we're already here, right? Remember, we can left click right here, right? But we're going to go ahead and say new trade and get it right here. Right, so these are two ways we can come in right here and place an order. And this, when you click up here, it gives you the options of order entry or market order. Right, right now we want to order entry. Right, we talked about 100,000. Let's just make it simple this time. Let's just go with 50,000. So we just bought 50,000 units. Um, we want this to stay for about a month, right? We wanted to take profit at what is this, 34, 1.34589. We got that in. We wanted also a stop loss, right? And we talked about that stop loss being at 1.29940, right? We didn't want a trailing stop, so, and for some odd reason, okay, I see why it's lower money, because we only bought what is called 50,000. This was a buy, right? Remember we talked about, we can't see this, but this is submit the order. That's what this blue line here. I don't know if you all is going to be able to see that, but I'm going to hit it. There it is. It will not appear. Okay, hit OK, whatever. This server accepted. Boom, it's there. Now, this one in particular, we don't see any numbers right here, even though we lost a little money, I admit. But we don't see any numbers, and that's the way it was supposed to be. This is ticket number 71. It's going along. It's an order. It's not actually an order entry yet. But I wonder, and this is just something I'm looking at, but I wonder if it has anything to do with looking at this, how close this is. But I don't think it has anything to do with that, because we're there. Okay, so we just placed an order. We have an order in there, and we had to redo that, unfortunately. And this is trading. This is decisions you make. This is decisions you make. And unfortunately, we had to make the decision to close out of a trade and lose 30 something dollars already. First day in school, right? But good thing is we did see the market going down, so it is going towards our support and resistance. So we know the difference between an order. An order is just an order. It is something that you had just put in. You put in. We know market meant something. We know position. This is not a position yet. And then sometimes you can go to activities, right? And you can see where there was a buy order placed right here. And there was an order placed also, and it was canceled. See? Financing. And it shows you. It was, and if you keep, this is kind of like your history. We had 384, change the trade, right? And apparently that's what we did. And it caused us to lose 30 something dollars, because now we had 350 something. Now, spread costs. This is something you have to pay attention to too. That particular order that we canceled out cost us $8.50, because it was a minus $8. So we have to incorporate that in the $30 we lost, right? So we actually probably lost about $24, $22, right? And that's how you calculate that. Now, the one that we're on now, it's not going to be a spread cost until this order actually gets executed, right? Because right now it's just an order, but once it becomes a position, that's going to be a spread cost right there. Okay? So let's move right along to the next information and see what we can come up with. So we have our favorites right here, right? We stroll down through here. It allows us to see our favorites. Now, there's other places we can get into the favorites. This is another place. So we left clicked right here in this area. We can bring up the market to buy and sell. It's a good thing here we can bring up the market to buy and sell, right? Here we can bring up the market to buy and sell. Okay, so that's good. Here we've got chart options, right? Then we have the draw trend lines. But remember, we don't you need none of this stuff. So we're not going to worry about this. This even allows you to open up advanced charting. Again, we're not going to worry about that, right? And then this is just allowing you to show another window, a new window within another market. But we don't do that. We do that on our own charts, okay? So none of this stuff is really irrelevant to us. But over here we have what is called our net access value. But we have, and we talked about the unrealized profit and realized profit. So now when we go back to account, we're going to start talking about some more information. Full transaction history. We can tap there, and it'll give us a little bit of history of our trading, our transactions that we made. It gives you a date and time. You put it in there, and you can actually see the history of your trades. Okay, so that's a good tool to have. Excellent tool, right? Okay, and then we have what is called account details, right? So it starts to load it up, and here you can see manage your funds. You can view your funds, your trading history, view your trading history. All right, let me open this up. It's important to know my trading history. So you can hit right here, right? And again, that's the same app that we just closed out of, right? Let's close out of that because we don't want to accidentally touch that and make another order entry. Okay, so let's get back to this account. And we were in full history, right? Oh no, we wasn't in full history. We were somewhere else. I'm sorry we have to keep coming down here and open this back up when we do this. We shouldn't have to do that. But we were in count details, right? It's important. I want to kind of touch down on this before we go to the next lesson. Right here is view and manage funds, okay? This is a sub account. A lot of times this is good when you may be working on someone's working on your account and you want to give them access to your account, but they just don't have your password, right? But they can come into your account. The beauty about managed funds, right, which is right here, right, and I'm going to tap on that and show you guys, is that this gives you a summary, right, of your account. It says add new sub account. You can add another account to this if you want to have multiple accounts. Um, when you do go and add accounts to this, you're not going to be able to just go in here like this because you see right here it says realized and unrealized profit. Currently, there's some profit that has been made right here because it took this to this point. So there was some profit. I don't know how or where it came from. I'm not, this savvy. I just know that this was profit that I would be focusing on. But I do know that you have a login, you had your account number, and all these things. Oh, and this is also a MT4 server, right? So this particular account is connected to advanced MTC servers, which I use to make speedy trades with. That's connected to this Oanda brokerage account. However, I'm not going to go there right now because, um, you know, but I wanted to show, I just tapped on my account, secure sign in, right? You have to, right here, your trading account, your live account, and your practice account. You see that? These are two different passwords. Also, when speaking about password, let's look at the, I think I'm just going to reverse next time, and I think that will help. So let's go back to account details, right? And it's loading up. manage funds. Or just something important I wanted you guys to know, that another thing about this too is when you come to deposit, right, and add funds and select funds, and there's no fees for this. You can deposit money with a debit card on this account, or you can use your normal bank account. You can withdraw funds as well. You see right here, they give you the date, the amount, and all that good stuff. Currency, status. Because this is a simulator account, you're not going to see as much information. But I would not be able to get into my funds without a password if this was not a simulator account. Because this is a fake money account, it allows me to do this. But once you do all this, this is where you withdraw your money, your profit right here, right? And then a lot of times when you add funds I like about Oanda, it comes on quickly and instantly. Well, when you withdraw, sometimes it can take, it automatically processes, but by the time it takes almost 2 to 3 days to get to your bank. So sometimes it's not Oanda, it's your bank. Okay? Just something to know, right? Okay, so we understand ad. We know on the desktop, and again, this is MetaTrader 4, and this is something in advanced class that I will be able to teach you all at a later time.